you after not seeing you tonight. She didn't expect to encounter such a thing. Gu Chang'e immediately bowed and said, I see. I was rash, please forgive me, Elder Mo. Then, Elder Mo turned and said, if there's nothing else, you two should leave first. I need to carefully investigate this place to avoid missing any clues. Su Qingde walked to Gu Chang'e's side and hesitantly called, young master, while Elder Mo thought to himself, no wonder I couldn't detect the magic cultivation aura on that kidding Xiang, it's all fake. Meanwhile, Gu Chang'e thought to himself, then it's up to Elder Mo to clean up after this. Then, Gu Chang'e and Su Qingde walked side by side. Su Qingde reached out to pull at the corner of Gu Chang'e's clothes and softly said, young master. But Gu Chang'e shook off the corner of his clothes, frowned, and showed a trace of impatience, making Su Qingde immediately feel hurt. She hesitated and said, I'm sorry, young master, I shouldn't have. Gu Chang'e crossed his arms and asked, now you want to explain. Su Qingde, I trusted you. How many things have you hidden from me? Qingde lowered her head and hesitated before replying, sorry, young master, actually, the reason I'm here tonight is because, Gu Chang'e glared at her angrily. Su Qingde still hesitated and said, it's because. In the next second, Su Qingde took out a box, her face filled with anxiety, and shouted, I obtained a mysterious box at the auction, and this box is actually related to the 7 Qi mastery of heaven from the upper realm. But I didn't tell you, young master. I shouldn't have hidden this from you. Gu Chang'e, after hearing this, asked in confusion, 7 Qi mastery of heaven? Then, he suddenly sneered and said, oh. Su Qingde, you never mentioned this before. These words made Su Qingde panic even more, stuttering, young master. Gu Chang'e turned and walked away, saying, forget it, you handle it yourself. This has happened once and again. I don't know how much longer I can tolerate this. If you cause trouble again, don't blame me for throwing you back to the lower realm. Su Qingde's tears slid down her cheeks. Hearing these words, she could only respond sadly, yes. Gu Chang'e fell into deep thought. Next, Elder Mo will definitely secretly contact Su Qingde. As long as I keep an eye on her movements, I can control the situation in the Demon Workers organization. Chang, this time no one will protect you. I want to see what value you can create before you die. A voice sounded, this heir of the Demon Workers is too arrogant, killing 2 geniuses repeatedly. Someone echoed. And this is at the True Immortal Academy, where many people have gathered. Another person said, I didn't expect that Ing Chang and the Demon Workers organization are not only vicious, but also incredibly bold. After hearing this, Ing Chang's eyes welled up with tears, and he tightly pressed his lips together. Then, someone walked up to Ing Chang and shouted loudly, brothers, don't be afraid. These guys dared to enter the True Immortal Academy and commit murder, they won't be able to escape. When the time comes, won't we just skin them alive? They should be the ones crying. Upon hearing this, Ing Chang couldn't hold back any longer, tears pouring down like rain. He furrowed his brow and murmured to himself, who says it isn't true? Wang Ziqin stood beside Jiang Chuchu and said, Chuchu, this is your best chance to catch him. I remember your talent. Can rewind time, right? If you can find a clue, maybe you can uncover the hidden identity of the heir of the demon art. Jiang Chuchu lowered her head and carefully examined the token. Seeing this, Wang Ziqin asked, I'm talking to you. Did you hear me? Why are you staring at this broken token so much? Does it smell like Gu Chang'e? Jiang Chuchu furrowed her brow and angrily responded, are you too idle? Why are you suddenly concerned about the heir of the demon art? You didn't care about this before, did you? Wang Ziqin immediately stood up, spread his arms, and shouted, what? You dare say I'm idle? As the heir of the human ancestor hall, I hope to bring peace to the world. What's wrong with that? Jiang Chuchu continued cultivating and casually responded, then go find it yourself, don't disturb my cultivation. Even the elders of the academy can't do anything, what can I do? The next second, Wang Ziqin leaned close to Jiang Chuchu's ear and whispered, "You've changed. You're no longer the Chuchu I knew. Now, you neither seek the reincarnated human being nor care about the coming disaster, even the air of the demon art doesn't move you." Wang Ziqin covered his mouth with his hand, eyes wide open, and said, "No way. You're not falling for Gu Chang'e, are you? Have you and he, already?" Jiang Chuchu shot him a glare and asked suspiciously, "Falling for him? What do you mean by that?" Wang Ziqin clapped his hands repeatedly and stammered, "It's just." Meanwhile, Jiang Chuchu still had a puzzled expression. Upon seeing Wang Ziqin's next actions, Jiang Chuchu suddenly realized, her anger flaring up, her eyes bloodshot, and she glared at Wang Ziqin with a terrifying expression. Then, Jiang Chuchu shouted, "Wang Ziqin, stop right there." As soon as the words were out, she waved her palm and shot out a fierce blue light. Wang Ziqin quickly ran forward, looking back and shouting, "Why are you turning on me so quickly? It's you who didn't want to understand." Jiang Chuchu chased after him while using her techniques, angrily shouting, "Didn't want to understand? You actually use this excuse to avoid responsibility? Today, I'm going to teach you a lesson for the human ancestor hall." Suddenly, a voice came from the sky, "Where is the holy maiden Ziqin?" Wang Ziqin and Jiang Chuchu immediately stopped, and Wang Ziqin asked in confusion, "Gu Chang'e? How does he know I'm here?" Jiang Chuchu calmly replied, "My cave abode is nearby, what's so strange about that?" She closed her eyes and continued, "He wants to find you, so let's go see what's going on." Wang Ziqin then asked, "Aren't you coming with me?" Jiang Chuchu coldly answered, "No interest." Gu Chang'e happily said, "Holy maiden Ziqin, long time no see. You look even more energetic now." Wang Ziqin flew forward and asked, "Enough, brother Gu, what brings you here today?" Gu Chang'e replied, "Recently, the heir of the demon art has been very arrogant in the academy. I recall. The holy maiden was also attacked before, and I have some suspicions, so I came to inform you." Wang Ziqin asked in surprise, "Oh. Do you have any leads on the heir of the demon art?" Gu Chang'e answered, "Just a guess. There's no evidence, but upon further thought, we still need to be cautious." Prince Qin then asked, "Brother Gu, would you like to come inside for a while? Chu Chu is here too." Gu Chang'e bowed and replied, "No, my mother still has matters to attend to. I must take my leave." Meanwhile, Jiang Chuchu was standing alone on a branch. She clenched her fists and thought, "Does he not want to come in after hearing I am here?" On the other side, Qin Wuye continued to read with great immersion. "The realms collapse, the ages collapse. The great way cracks, and ultimate destruction follows." In the next moment, Qin Wuye furrowed his brows and said, "Does no one know what happened? There isn't even any record in the books. Even in reincarnation, memories are obstructed. This was the era I once lived in, called the Forbidden Era." He closed his eyes and continued, "Now, Xiang has reincarnated, and little junior sister has reincarnated as well. The master and she must have also reincarnated. I will find everyone." However, Qin Wuye suddenly sensed something was wrong. He immediately turned around and hesitantly said, "That is." He looked out the window and exclaimed, "Yang's mansion." The protective shield had shattered, releasing a cloud of white smoke. Someone shouted loudly, "The one named Xiang Tianjun, come out here." Everyone was repelled and scattered in all directions. Someone exclaimed, "It's Gu Chang'e. This guy is too domineering. Don't forget, Tianjun is one of the top 10 strongest." But Gu Chang'e remained steady in the air, his whole body enveloped in golden light. He said indifferently, "The 10th place. If I'm not satisfied, the true Immortal Academy might only have the top 9. Have him come out, or I'll make you my target." Xiang stepped out from the mansion and shouted angrily, "Gu Chang'e, what do you want?" The surrounding crowd cheered, Xiang Tianjun. He immediately gave the order, retreat. Xiang frowned and angrily questioned, Gu Chang'e, we have no grudges, why did you kill my servant? Gu Chang'e coldly looked down at Xiang and responded, no grudges. It seems you don't remember anything. You dared to ignore my warning, do you think I would let you off easily? In the next moment, everyone rushed towards Xiang's mansion, excitedly shouting, look! Young Master Chang'e is fighting with Xiang Tianjun. This is a show we can't miss. The Divine Prince and the Immortal Princess are here too. Meanwhile, on a cliff, why is Gu Chang'e bullying people again? Then, the Qin flew to Gu Xianer's side and whispered something. She was still slurping noodles casually and said, It's fine if he bullies Xiang Tianjun. Gu Xianer continued to eat calmly and said casually, Gu Chang'e also said, it's none of my business. Whether it's a man or woman. She thought to herself whether she should go and join the excitement. Outside Xiang's mansion, the crowd gathered. A voice echoed, oh. I didn't expect the Immortal Princess likes to watch the excitement. 2. Doesn't the Divine Prince as well? Being one of the top 10 strongest, don't you want to see how deep Gu Chang'e really is? Xiang, draped in purple light, ascended into the air and sneered, what? Gu Chang'e, from your words. It seems you want to dominate the academy. A graceful woman is a good match for a gentleman. Junior sister. The immortal, is gentle and graceful, what's wrong with me pursuing her? Should you interfere? Gu Chang'e responded indifferently, a gentleman's match is correct, but, what kind of dog are you, to deserve her? Upon hearing this, Xiang gritted his teeth, frowning and angrily shouting, you, show some respect, don't be so clueless. Someone suddenly realized, so that's it. I heard last time, Xiang Tianjun offended Gu Xianer, and young Master Chang'e said nothing. No. Wonder his attitude is so strong today. A disciple marveled, I didn't expect young Master Chang'e cares so much for his little sister. However, the Divine Prince spoke up, that's not right. If Gu Chang'e really loved his sister, how could he have taken her Dao bone when she was young and cast her out of the family? The so-called return of the Dao bone was probably a reluctant move. The Immortal Princess sneered and said, are you implying he used this to serve his own agenda? The so-called justice for his sister is just a facade, in fact, he wants to suppress Xiang Tianjun. The Divine Prince frowned and said, who knows? Anyway, this guy isn't a good one. Meanwhile, Gu Chang'e stepped forward, with red light surging around him, and said in a deep voice, I told you long ago, face is not something others can give. He swept past Xiang and coldly asked, why? Can't you understand? At this moment, the surrounding space was enveloped by the dazzling red light. The next moment, Gu Chang'e kicked Xiang several meters away. Xiang frowned and roared, Gu Chang'e, do you really think? He suddenly waved his hand, releasing several blue flames and roared, am I afraid of you? However, Gu Chang'e's figure flashed and easily dodged the blue flames, charging straight at Xiang. With a loud explosion, a violent blast swept in all directions. Seeing this, the crowd began to discuss, all these are top 10 level giants, this battle might last a long time, but maybe not, last time, Jin Chanzi was. The intense battle between Xiang and Gu Chang'e is ongoing and extremely exciting. Gu Chang'e swings a series of swords. Surrounded by golden light and someone immediately shouts, look, those are the swords that break the Chanzi law. The moment Gu Chang'e extends his hand, the swords rush directly toward Xiang. At this moment, Xiang is surrounded by purple light, looking extremely terrifying. He fiercely casts his move, Hongmen Purple Chi. Xiang's eyes suddenly shine, and he grins maliciously, saying, the last time I used this move was when I fought Sixguan King. The Fairy Emperor's daughter suddenly realizes, that is Hongmen Dao Bone. The Divine Emperor's son responds, Xiang's trump card. The surrounding space is instantly enveloped by dazzling golden light. Xiang easily avoids the sword swung by Gu Chang'e and reminds him, I forgot to tell you, I'm much stronger than Jin Chan. Your divine sword is powerful, but it can't harm me. The sky suddenly darkens, and someone shouts, quick, stop him. A disciple exclaims, no. Look, up there. A blazing golden light appears in the sky, and someone shouts loudly, it's a phenomenon. A beautiful glow suddenly emerges from beneath the thick clouds, and everyone exclaims, we didn't expect it to be a phenomenon, quickly retreat to a safe distance. Everyone quickly flies away. The Divine Emperor's son is still in shock, unable to stop himself from asking, what realm is Gu Chang'e in? The Fairy Emperor's daughter looks up at the sky, silent. Xiang also starts sweating, his eyes wide in shock, hesitating as he says, this, you can't just be at the Saint Realm. Gu Chang'e extends his hand, his face looking extremely terrifying as he says, I forgot to tell you. Jin Chanzi is no different from you. His eyes suddenly shine brightly as he softly says, down you go. In the next instant, a golden dragon appears, ready to attack Xiang. Seeing this, he immediately shields himself with both hands and starts shouting anxiously, damn it. Hongmen Purple Chi, full body protection. Immediately, the golden dragon breathes out a red light, piercing through Xiang's shield and heading straight for the mansion, turning everything into powder. The system prompt sounds, Dao fruit of introduction reduced by 1. Xiang collapses onto the shattered ground, and everything around him is destroyed, leaving only a white mist swirling. Xiang coughs continuously, his body covered in wounds, his mouth stained with blood. He struggles to stand up and says, if my immortal Dao heavenly I hadn't been in backlash, I wouldn't have ended up like this. Gu Chang'e sneers and responds, weaklings love to make excuses. He then slowly steps forward and says, your physique isn't bad, but unfortunately, you were born at the wrong time. Just as his words fall, suddenly, Qin Wui lands heavily, shouting harshly, stop. Qin Wui stands up, sternly saying, Gu Chang'e. Xiang has already paid the price. Do you still want to burn him to death? Xiang hesitates and says, Senior brother. Qin Wui continues, moreover, we meant no disrespect to your younger sister. Why not stop here? Gu Chang'e looks sharply ahead, pauses, and says, you. Then, he steps in front of Qin Wui, asking, what? Do you want to lie down too? Hearing this, Qin Wui frowns and says in a deep voice, you. The Divine Emperor's son observes and wonders, strange, how does Xiang know that ancient person who awoke from the strange stone? It seems their relationship is quite deep. The Fairy Emperor's daughter replies, in any case, their grudge with Gu Chang'e has already ended. In an instant, Gu Chang'e turns around and leaves, coldly saying, fine, I'll give you a lesson today. If there's a next time, I'll completely cripple both of you. Qin Wui watches him leave, clenching his fist, while Xiang kneels on the ground, silent. The system prompt sounds, Qin Wui, the son of fortune, protects his junior from humiliation, causing fortune loss. The same sect was attacked, and Qin Wui failed to rescue in time, causing fortune loss. Afterward, Gu Chang'e stands before everyone, slightly bows, and says loudly, today's events must have amused everyone. The Divine Emperor's son responds, Brother Gu, it's understandable that you helped your younger sister. I was just passing by and suddenly remembered some unfinished business. Farewell. The Fairy Emperor's daughter also speaks, farewell. Thus, the Divine Emperor's son and the Fairy Emperor's daughter leave together. The Divine Emperor's son says, Gu Chang'e is too powerful. We need to redefine his strength. The Fairy Emperor's daughter replies, maybe he's hiding even more strength. Everyone leaves one by one, and Gu Chang'e just smiles faintly. Meanwhile, Qin Wui helps Xiang up and asks with concern, Ah Yang, how are you? Xiang weakly replies, Senior brother, Gu Chang'e has malicious intentions. Junior sister's memory hasn't recovered, she's innocent. I used My immortal Tao heavenly eye to check, and junior sister will definitely fall into his poisonous hands.